In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix an uneven shoulder for good. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. Have you stepped in front of a mirror lately and just noticed that something is off with your shoulders? Maybe one side looks high, the other one looks low. If that's the case, this is a video that you're not going to want to miss. I'm going to show easy exercises that can quickly fix uneven shoulders. What usually causes this is a blend of weakness and tightness in muscles that support the shoulders and the shoulder blades. So to make it easy, I'm going to show a step-by-step guide that is going to specifically target these muscles. To get the best results, go through all parts, go through all of the exercises. As a bonus, they can all be done at home, require no special equipment, and may give quick results. Some of these exercises may be even within 30 seconds. So with that being said, let's get started and fix those uneven shoulders right now for good. So let's start with a very easy way to help identify an uneven shoulder. This self-test, just stand in front of a mirror and look at three different things. The first being the position of your collarbones or your clavicles. Is one tilted up or down? Also look towards the top of your shoulder right here. Is one raised up? Is one lower? The last being the upper trapezius muscles, which run from the top of the shoulder into the side of the neck. For most people, it's going to be pretty clear cut which side is high, which side is low. But if you are having difficulty, my best advice is, when in doubt, get it checked out by your local doctor or chiropractor. With that being said, let's get started. In the first part, we're going to focus on self-correcting a high shoulder, which usually comes about from a blend of tightness and weakness in muscles that support the shoulder and the shoulder blades. When it comes to an uneven shoulder, it doesn't matter if it's high or low, always focus on strengthening the weakness first and then stretching the tightness after. With a high shoulder, usually what you see is weakness in the muscles that depress or pull the shoulder down. This includes the latissimus dorsi, the lats, serratus anterior, and the lower trapezius muscle. So here's a really easy strengthening exercise that will target these muscles that you can do daily. It's called a scapular press down. For this one, we just need something like a rolled up towel, or you can use a yoga block. Just roughly needs to be about 2 to 3 inches. You're going to start seated right next to a wall. Have your whole backside flush against it. So you want your shoulders, shoulder blades supported. That way you can really focus on dropping this shoulder down. Makes it a little bit easier. You're just going to take your towel or your yoga block and place it off to the side that you're having a high shoulder. So let's say it's my right side. I'm going to place my palm right on that object right there, and then the other hand just goes off to my side. Since we want to focus on strengthening the muscles that go down, just press down with your shoulder and your shoulder blade. With this one, you really want to focus on driving through your shoulder blade and press your hand downward into the towel, into the floor. As you do this, you're going to feel a lot of muscles start to fire off to the side. This includes the lats, serratus anterior, and that lower trapezius muscle. I like to hold this one comfortably for about 5 seconds. I just relax, and then I repeat this one 10 to 15 times. And with each repetition, build into it just a little bit more. And if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, you can always throw in another set or two. So after we're done strengthening weak muscles, we're now going to focus on stretching tight muscles that might be pulling that shoulder up. Two main muscles involved are the levator scapula and the upper trapezius. Here's a really easy combination exercise you can do throughout the day. So I'm going to start with the upper trapezius first, which is a big muscle that runs from the top of the shoulder into the side of the neck. You can do this when standing or seated. Just have very good upright posture. Whatever side that you have that high shoulder, let's say it's my right side, you're going to shrug that side shoulder, the high shoulder, upward as much as you can. When you can't go any further, you're going to take your hand on your other side. You're then going to hook the side of your head and now passively pull your ear towards the other side shoulder. You should feel a deep stretch forming in the neck. Once you feel that, hold this position. We're going to take it to the next level by taking this high shoulder and now shrugging it downward as much as we can, almost kind of like trying to pick something up off the floor with your hand. As you do this, you're going to feel a deep stretch form in the neck. You want to hold this one comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then on the next repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. But you want to do this one 3 to 5 times. Next, we're going to focus on the levator scapula, which runs from the top of the shoulder blade into the side of the neck towards the back of the ear right here. This one is called the armpit sniffer for good reason. So again, let's say I have a high right shoulder. What you're going to do is turn your head to look over the other side shoulder as much as you can. So I'm turning to look over my left shoulder. When you can't go any further, you're going to hold this position. Take your hand, hook the back of your head, now passively pull your chin towards your armpit. As you do this, again, you're going to feel a deep stretch, top of the shoulder blade into the side of the neck, possibly even towards the ear. You want to hold this one comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. On the next repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more, 3 to 5 times. In the second part, we're going to turn our attention to self-correcting a low shoulder, which again comes about from a blend of weakness and tightness in muscles. But to keep it simple, remember that a high shoulder and a low shoulder are opposites. So whatever was tight or weak in a high shoulder is going to be the inverse on a low shoulder. So what we need to do is focus first on strengthening muscles that raise that shoulder up. Here's a really easy strengthening exercise that you can do daily. It's called a shrugging liftoff. We're going to go next to a smooth wall for this. So for this one, we're going to target that upper trapezius and that levator scapula muscle. We're going to start facing the wall and then just kind of shrug upward like this with both sides. When you can't go any further, just hold this position. What we want to do next is keep the high shoulder locked. So this one's not going to move, and all the rest of the movement is going to come through our low shoulder. So what I'm going to do is slide my fingers upward, really reaching towards the ceiling. You want to scoop your shoulder blade upward as much as you can. As you do this, you're really going to feel that upper trapezius muscles start to fire. You want to hold this one comfortably for 5 seconds. You're going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this one 10 to 15 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. If you want to take this one to the next level, you can do what is known as a lift off, which is really going to engage those muscles a little bit more. So shrug upward as much as you can, but what you want to do is scoop your shoulder blade backward. Again, moving through your shoulder blade and lift your hand away from the wall. Those muscles are really going to get challenged to stabilize this movement. So give that one a try, holding for about 5 seconds. Afterwards, I also like to experiment with different positions. So instead of going straight up with it, angle your arm off slightly towards your side and then repeat. You'll notice the muscles get hit just a little bit differently. So go through different angles. If one just feels like it's addressing more weakness, at that point, throw more repetitions in. And if you would like to take this one to the next level, start using something like a dumbbell or a weight, because the more weight resistance that you use, the more strength you should gain. In the final step, we're going to focus on stretching tight muscles that are pulling that shoulder down. This includes the latissimus dorsi, the lats, and the lower trapezius. Here's a really easy combination stretch that you can do throughout the day. We just need something like a door frame for this, but you can also use a squat rack. Again, I'm going to show what to do if your left side is your low shoulder. So whatever side that you have a low shoulder, you're going to take your hand on that side and grab overhead on the door frame. Really try to reach up as high as possible. You're then going to put your legs together and then lean away from the door frame with your body weight. You're going to feel a really good stretch form in the lats. So you should feel it pretty much from the bottom of the armpit right here off to your side and then towards the back. Usually feels really, really good, but go as far as you're able to, and then we're going to take this one to the next level by now rotating our hips through our waist towards the door. This will intensify that stretch. When you can't go any further, now try to lean away from the door once more. This will really hit those lats. I like to hold this one for 20 to 30 seconds. I relax. So let's go through this one more time. I'm going to lean away. I'm then going to rotate towards the door and then lean away one more time. I try to do this one 3 to 5 times. Next, let's focus a little bit more on the lower trapezius. For this one, we're going to do a reaching slump stretch. So again, if it's my left side that I'm having issues, what I'm going to do is slump forward and away from that side, kind of like a nice fluid motion. So just take your hand and slump down and reach away just like this. You should start to feel a stretch form over the inside of the shoulder blades towards the middle back. When you can't go any further, take your hand on the other side and grab your elbow and passively pull just a little bit more to fire that lower trapezius. Hold this one comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. You're going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this one 3 to 5 times. If the exercises helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.